Well, hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Spoopy Time, though. Oh my god, I'm so excited because I get to share stories with you guys. My stories. I'm so excited. I am still very pumped from earlier today. Thank you so much to everybody that showed up and my crazy number. Like I got 100 new subs. Welcome in. I hope I entertain you. Thank you so much. My mods, y'all are the real MVPs. Thank you so much. So thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for everybody. I know the spooky streams, different vibe. I kind of like it's, we're just kind of like chilling, talking about stuff. And again, everyone's welcome. All viewpoints are welcome. And that's what we're here to talk about. Are ghosts real? Are they not real? Do you believe? Are you a skeptic? Let me know. Some people, believe in certain things and not others. Why is this sticky? It's sticky. My caramel macchiato. I went out to go get my Starbucks. And I knew again, I own my townhome, right? The unit next door is always rented out. And the guy that owns it likes to rent it to a certain caliber of people. I'll be nice and I'll say that. And the way I back up, I'm in the little corner and I have to back straight up, pull forward, turn my wheel, back up so I turn a little bit, turn my wheel the opposite way to pull forward and go. It's a whole thing. And I fully realize as a responsible adult who has amazing insurance rates, knock on wood, you can't really see me in the back corner when I'm doing that. And even if you can, still, this woman that lives in the unit next door to us literally comes flying in because she's in the middle spot all the way in the back. This is a parking lot, a dead-end parking lot, right? We're in the very back of it. Had to slam on her brakes so fucking hard. Her and her passenger went flying forward. And then she's going to look at me like I'm the asshole. Ma'am, I dare this bitch to say something to me. Welcome in, Hecate, Capone Boxer. We'll be talking about some Chicagoland area things, specifically Jane Addams Hull House, which I visited in 2015 when I was there, returning home for a visitation. Ham and beans, my dearest love, my hammy. Okay, I'm writing that down. Crenshaw House. Okay. You know a burb likes to write shit down, man. Oh, I am thankful for the stream earlier, but I do not mind seeing smaller chat here right now. A girl was nervous. Ooh, it's all right, Sarah Kate. If you're tired, sweetie, you'll go to sleep. What is that? Oh, I'm gonna learn you all about Nags. I'm gonna learn you all about Nags. He's again, perpetual victim, but well, we are here to talk about scary things that go bump in the night. Nags and his dusty, mummified significant other are not part of it. Andy, you are welcome to fall asleep to me, Andy. I hope I bring you pleasant dreams. Thank you for being here. I know it's late. I would really love to stream earlier. It's such a bad time of day for me, especially on days like today when I've got to make the ground turkey and the quinoa for the dogs. I'm trying to get stuff done around the house because my stream this morning was completely impromptu. I woke up early because I was in pain, and I'm like, let me throw this up. I got some shit to say. Should we name haunted stuff? You mean like if you think you have a ghost in your house, should you give it a name? Um, I'm kind of 50-50 on that. That can be a good thing or a bad thing. Like if you feel it's, just like a good spirit or whatever. Again, read the energy, trust your gut, trust what you get. Uh, if it's, something you feel is friendly, and even then, be careful. Be careful. I would, and even just acknowledging it, let alone naming it, can be iffy. That's one of those like case by case sort of things. So I would say just err on the safe side and say maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, Sarah K. Sometimes I think being in a haunted place is fun until it's dark. Most places are fun until it's dark. Even ones that aren't haunted, because even some places that legit aren't haunted, but they maybe have a certain aesthetic to them, or a certain feel. Yeah, it goes from fun to nope real quick. Oh, you mean me? I love you too, Hammy. Hammy's my YouTube husband. I've decided this. I hope you're okay with that. And I have a lot of respect for Hammy, and I hope you have a lot of respect for me because, we are very frank with each other sometimes. And I think most people would get all in a kerfuffle and be like, oh my God, I'm not talking to that person anymore. But we don't work that way. And I appreciate that about you, Hammy. Wouldn't it give the entity more power? See, that's the thing. It can. Acknowledging it. Because essentially what you're doing is giving it energy, giving it substance, that kind of stuff. But sometimes it's like, whatever. I mean, I have shit that I have entities that, hang out with me. I've talked about the girl before. But she was attached to me from somebody who knew me and was being an asshole. Corey, shout out. How you doing? Not everybody makes the best decisions and choices. Well, because if you, Capone asked, name the ghost LMFAO, because some people do believe in ghosts. So we're going to be respectful of that. Just like we're respectful that you don't. Again, everyone and all viewpoints are welcome here. And some people that believe they have a ghost, whether they do or not, it can be comforting for them to name it. It can make it less scary. Any various number of reasons. And that's another thing I want to look into is like the psychology of some of all this stuff, especially where like schizophrenia is concerned. Yeah. Yes. If you flat out feel, Hammond Bean says, do not name evil, refuse to name it, mock it, demean it, drive it out. Yep. If you can flat out tell or you feel something is evil around you, exactly that. And there are things, and I've encountered these a lot out here. There's a lot of these things. They're not like shadow people, but they look like shadow people. But they have no name. I just call them the ones that have always been and always will be. There are things that have existed before humans were here, right? There's no name for them. There's no category for them. Some people might refer to them as elementals or archons. If you've watched, what's that chick's name? Amy, The Dead Files. I work similar out of everybody that's like on TV that I can pull as a reference. I work most similar to how she works, Oh, sorry. You know what? It's a lot when you're up here and you're trying to like watch what you say, but also talk and engage and read the chat. And it's a lot. I'm glad I make you laugh. I'm glad you're laughing at me, Capone. Capone's awesome. If you guys aren't down with the Capone boxer, they are one of my favorite people in chat and one of my favorite trolls. I love you so much. Don't you ever change, Capone. You're amazing. I love you. No, you're good. I think they meant to name scary things in the chat, not like the name. I wasn't meaning to be mean. No, you're not mean. Again, I know your stance. I know. Ooh, ooh. I moved in the barrel of my gun got caught on the arm of my chair. Good thing the trigger's not over there. Okay, no, it's all good. We're all good. If you want to name things in the chat, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna hurt. I mean, we'll see as we go along. So I wanted to start off because, of course, this is something like I want to cover like Ohio State Prison, various. I want you guys to tell me like, hey, I live here. This is a well-known thing in my area. Just haunted places and things like I know there's the Cecil Hotel in LA. There's so much around that, and that's like its own stream. But this is going to be something like continuous throughout my channel because there are so many places to talk about. And I wanted to start out with Virginia City, Nevada, which is like 45 minutes to an hour. I'm in that area. I'm in the Reno, Tahoe area. And we're going to watch a little video that goes into the history of it. And then we're going to watch the video that put it on the map and really did change everything. Okay, let's start with Virginia City, right? It's gonna go into this in the video. How's this background music? I always feel like it's too loud. So Virginia City, and they'll have all the dates and shit in the video, right? So Virginia City started out as a mining town. Everybody came out west looking for gold, and they were in this area, and they kept pulling this like weird, I think it was like sticky black or kind of bluish stuff out of the ground looking for gold. Didn't realize it was silver. And then they found the Comstock lode. It's known as the Comstock lode. Again, the one video goes into that more. As you can imagine, this being a mining town in the Wild West, stuff got crazy. I'm trying to swear less. I listened to my stream from earlier. I am so sorry. I have such a potty mouth. Oh my God. Stuff got way crazy and wild out here, right? This was literally back in the day of you're cheating at cards, pull out your 6-shooter, bam. There's a thing up in Virginia City called the suicide table. That thing has such a sketchy history, and I'm pretty sure the last place it was in was called the Sawdust. One side was a restaurant, the other side was like a casino. It was my favorite place to go. I went there for 20 years and played the same quarter Wheel of Fortune machine every time I went up to Virginia City. And I think it might have been 2020. It exploded. It's just the building just fucking blew up. So I think this, of course, the suicide table managed to survive, and hopefully I'll have access to it. You want to be here in October. You want to be here on my channel in October. From like mid-September through October, it's going to be great. I'm going to be doing more spooky streams. We're going to do some more intense stuff, some more fun stuff. I want to live stream driving up to Virginia City, walking around. I'm going to try and spend the night up there and do live stream throughout the night, see if we can catch anything. Oh my God, it's going to be so much fun. You want to be here in October. It's my birthday. It's gonna be a good goddamn time. I'm so freaking excited. Ham and Beans, a Chicago girl with the potty mouth. This boy from Marion is not surprised. I said I'm a 606er. I'm not like, oh, I'm from Palos Heights. No, I'm from 606. If you, and I say that so everyone understands, 606 zip code means you live within the city limits of Chicago. So if your zip code is 606 whatever, you live within the city of Chicago. Not this like Vernon Hills bullshit. I'm looking at you, David Dobrik. Ugh. Yeah. Everybody finally figured that one out, huh? So I move out here in 98, right? And like I said, my entire life, I've always been aware, in tune with that certain kind of a frequency, you know? And I've always, just vibed with like witchy things and whatever. I'm very excited. I got a new journal. It's not going to be like a book of shadows, but I started working in it. It's going to be just like a little creative outlet. It's going to be a lot of fun. Calandra Andy claims to be from the south side of Chicago because Chicago is one of the few cities that's like actually segregated. You've got the north side, downtown, and then south side. And she claims to be from the south side for a reason. Girl, no. I think she might have been from like the southwest suburbs, but not actually a 606er. I would like to know what neighborhood, high school. I was a north sider, so it doesn't mean there's not some ghetto ass places on the north side, because there were, and that's where I was living, and that's who raised me, and I'm fucking thankful for it, and I'm proud of it. I grew up in Bucktown in the 80s. My neighborhood was so fucking sketchy and scary, we couldn't get a pizza delivered because the drivers kept getting robbed. And there would be like one or two places that are like, we'll deliver it, but the driver's not getting out of the car and you have to meet them at the curb. And this was like 1983. So cell phones were not a thing. DoorDash was not a thing. I'd find little baggies on the front lawn and be like, why are people going to this house to buy brown sugar? It was black tar heroin. Black tar heroin residue. That's how I grew up. Welcome in, Creek native, Illyria. How you girls doing? Welcome in, welcome in. So I move out here in like 98, right? My friends immediately take me up. Oh, you got to go to Virginia City if you loved, old architecture. Like some of those sidewalks are still original. They are slowly having to replace them because people need to get around. They're a safety hazard, let alone if you're in a wheelchair, it's not going to happen. But they are trying to preserve the original, like boardwalk sidewalks as much as they can. There's been a few fires up there, all that fun stuff, but amazingly, Virginia City is well intact. The most interesting thing I find is when I went up there from 98 when I first moved here, right? Up through when Ghost Adventures was up there, and they caught the full body apparition, which we will be watching a clip of that video where they catch the full body apparition. Before that, it was we'd go into places because there's so many storefronts and so many businesses have come and gone. Right? Like a store will be there for a season or two and then it's gone. They don't stay in business. And being in my early 20s, and new here, I'd go with my friends and be like, have you ever had any encounters? Have you ever seen any ghosts? Do you have any stories? And they would get mad at you. It was very hush hush, trying to put the kibosh on it. They didn't. Virginia City, the business owners, the Chamber of Commerce thing, whatever, did not want to be known as a haunted ghost town. a haunted town, whatever. They were totally against it. And they resisted it. And the town was dying. Here comes Zach Baggins. Ghost Adventures, Washoe Club. And yes, I've been in that building. I've been in that room. My most prominent paranormal experience takes place in the Washoe Club. I will be sharing that. After Zach Baggins and Ghost Adventures went up there and caught the full-bodied apparition and aired it, and then people en masse started coming and wanting to go up there, that's when they decided to renovate it and charge. And that's when Virginia City embraced, we're a ghost town. And down the road is Gold Hill, and there's a hotel and restaurant, and one of the hotel rooms is like near the mouth of where a very catastrophic mining accident took place. There were a lot of fucking mining accidents up there. I went down into one of the like mines one time, and I was so claustrophobic, and that shit freaked me out so bad. I was like, yeah, I'm good. Oh, no worries, Creek. No worries. It's been a long day. This is my second time off. We're here to hang out and relax and have a good time. Replay gang. I appreciate anybody showing up, because this is going to be some videos and a lot of talking on this. So yeah, so the mood and the attitude in Virginia City, and that's something like nobody in any of these YouTube videos going up there, and there's some great ones. Nobody's going to get that. No one's going to know that or understand that. I have that unique perspective from going up there and being that person and having that knowledge to share. It is a great place to visit. I encourage anybody who comes out this way to I mean Tahoe is whatever. I don't ski, I don't snowboard. I've never done that. I've never had a desire to do that. And I certainly can't do it now with my broken little body. Illyria, if I have to come back to this shithole again and live another life, I want to live in New England, preferably some spooky town in New England. Girl, you don't even know. You are a woman after my own heart. New Orleans is my number one place I want to go and visit, and then Salem, and then Savannah. Like, I would love to do just a driving haunted tour all around the US. That'd be great. I could do that if I had like a good RV, and I digress. All right. Creek Native says, yeah, someone took their sleeping pill. Ghost hunting sounds better than Tahoe. I don't know. Like, it's not my thing. Like, okay, cool. Tahoe's pretty, whatever. Not my deal. So we're going to first watch. It's like a little video that kind of gives a little back history on Virginia City, and you can see it. And then there's one. Well, yeah, let's do just like a little history of Virginia City. And this is from the channel Christo Explorer. Again, everyone's links are always in my description, along with my Twitter. Because this is just like a nice little chill stream. Let's share some personal stories. So I want to share the history of Virginia City. And then I have another video about like the ghosts and the hauntings. And I'll, transformative, I'll stop and pause in between and give my little tidbits, because the amount of information I actually know about this town is, when I tell you I love Virginia City, I mean I love Virginia City. Look at how pretty this is. I know, listen, like, it's not green, we don't have grass. Like, people come out and visit and they're like, where's the grass? Like trying to explain what xeriscaping is in Yaba's chat, when I know, like, if I spell it the correct way with an X, she's going to be like, how do you say that? What's that? We xeriscape, meaning we don't use grass. We use like rocks and native plants and whatnots. Because it's a waste of water. Water is a precious commodity here. We can't just be watering grass all the time. So I give you Virginia City, Nevada.
Nowhere in the United States is there a town more connected to America's Old West. At first glance, it's like taking a step back in time.
It really is. Walking along these sidewalks, going in these buildings, a lot of them have the original, it's like that tin stuff with like the design on it. I love that shit. It's so pretty. I love this place.
The streets,
I know that
the
guy.
buildings,
So cool.
And train stations look like something from a Hollywood movie set.
I love the documentary.
However, this is no Western recreation. Virginia City, Nevada is a place deeply rooted in a history that dates back more than 150 years during the settlement of America's vast frontier. Legendary author Mark Twain began his writing career here and described the mining town, flush with money, booze, sex, gambling, corruption, and murder, along with a few ghost stories. As a no-holds-barred place with so many gripping tales to tell, we are going to stake our claim to this rough-and-tumble slice of the Old West. Virginia City began to develop as a boomtown in 1859 after the discovery of huge silver and gold deposits that would transform the small settlement into one of the wealthiest places in the country and propel the territory of Nevada into statehood. Located east of Lake Tahoe, Virginia City sits on the side of a mountain that was rich in mineral deposits.
And it is literally on the fucking side of a mountain. When I come into town, I have the same route. I go to the main street, which is like C Street, right? I park next to Grandma's Fudge. I walk up and down the main street. When I tell you it's a 45-degree angle to walk up the street to get to B Street or D Street, like the Opera House, which I've also had a paranormal experience and I'll share. It is steep. There used to be, this is all like pre-COVID. I don't think have I been up there since COVID? I think I've been up there once since COVID. Because everything was just a hot mess. But I usually go up there a couple times a year. There used to be these guys and they like bought these golf carts that could seat like 6 people or like 7 people, like the front seat and then, 3 and 3. And you would just tip them or pay them whatever. And they would just take you from one street up to another, give you short little rides. These guys made bank and I was so thankful for them.
One of the biggest called the Comstock Lode. Thousands of fortune seekers arrived in Virginia City, many of them recent immigrants from other countries.
I want to see a brand new country, one I ain't never seen before. Head out west toward milk and honey.
Hotels and other businesses sprang up almost overnight.
Gold Hill is actually a little down the hill, away from Virginia City on your way to Carson City. And the road I drive to get up here, you're either going to come up 50 from Carson, you're going to come Geiger Grade from South Reno, which is a beautiful, if I come up, I'll come up that way and I'll stream it. Or there's, is it 5 or 6 Mile Canyon Road, which is so sketchy. It's like super duper scary. Sketchy ass road, but so much fun to drive, but super sketchy.
To accommodate the surge in population, Virginia City has worked over the years to maintain those buildings along with the plywood sidewalks. Many of the saloons are still open.
Yep.
Fixtures and decor in the saloons date back to the 1800s. And other types of merchants fill out the remaining stores and structures. This 4-story wooden school is the last one of its type left in the United States.
The school is very cool. I haven't been in there in a number of years. It is one of the off the main road buildings I'll go in. You'll see a building pop up in here called the Mackey Mansion. I have been in that building once and I refuse to go back in it, and I'll tell you why when we get a little further in.
Virginia City built its own opera house with ambitions to rival San Francisco as the cultural.
Look, here it is. Okay, here. Let me tell this story now. So this is the opera house, right? This is the Piper's Opera House. Okay, so you see this balcony up here. It was in 99, 2000. I came up here with my friend Molly. All of this was being renovated, right? They had done down here. They were doing this upper level. They were renovating it. You can see, it looks nice. The lights and everything. So you come into the building. There was an old school student's desk in the middle of the room. And one lady hanging out. And the first words out of her mouth were, "Oh, welcome in, ladies. You're welcome to look around on the first floor. But the balcony is closed because we are currently renovating it." And we're like, not a problem. Because there's all kinds of stuff to read and look around and just, be in a couple minutes, look around. Okay, cool. Thanks. It was free, whatever. Hammond, you can absolutely take me to the Garden of the Gods. You can take me anywhere you want. So it's me and my friend standing with this woman sitting at this student's desk, right? No one else is in the building. We've established the upstairs is closed. And you can see. So say we were probably standing right in this area, right? Right in here. And you could see this was all tore up and there was no one else in the fucking building. All of a sudden, if us three bitches don't hear somebody clearly, it wasn't like they were off in the back walking around. It sounded like somebody was doof, 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 doof up here. Oh, and I lived in a haunted house too. And we'll talk about that one day. And not only did myself and my friend stop and look what is that? No one's supposed to be up there. This woman stopped and looked and was like, what the fuck? Nobody's supposed to be up there. And we all just kind of looked at each other. And I was like, is anybody? She's like, no. I'm like, do you see anybody? Because I hear somebody. Do y'all? And we all agreed, we sure heard somebody, but we did not, in fact, see anybody. And that's paranormal encounter number 1.
Cultural capital of the West.
Hi, Poopy Pants. Welcome in. We're talking about Virginia City. Ooh, look how pretty this is, though. Talking about Virginia City, which I live near. And I've been to these places, and I'm going to share about Virginia City and my paranormal experiences. Welcome in. Welcome to Spoopy Time.
Samuel Clemens aimed to ride Virginia City's wave of prosperity to greater prestige as well when he arrived here from Missouri and changed his name to Mark Twain. The young writer took a job as a reporter at a local newspaper. It was the first time he used Mark Twain as his pen name. His colorful descriptions of life in booming Virginia City and the Old West earned him a national reputation, with so much more yet to come. Twain also wrote about the hazardous conditions in the mines. Some have been reinforced and are open to the public. The Ponderosa Saloon is built right into the mountain and offers a guided tour of the mine shafts. By 1876, Nevada produced over half of all the precious metals.
I've been in this mine. Nope. Nope. I went down, like I said, I went down there once. I was like on the younger side. I think it was when my brother came out to visit. Fun fact, I have a brother. Did you know that? I do. I have a brother. I must have been like 21, 22, and he came out with his girlfriend at the time to visit. And of course, we took them up here because, that's what you do when people come and visit. And we all went down, and I hated it. And I was the first one out of there. And I'm glad I was a lot skintier than I am now because I squeezed past about 3 or 4 giant men to be like, let me out, let me out, let me out. I did not. Nope.
Metals in the United States. There's even a memorial to the caged canaries miners would take with them to warn of any buildup of dangerous gases. The tools and equipment needed to get the dangerous job of mining done are on display at the Way It Was Museum.
I am very ashamed to say that the many, 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 many times I have been up to Virginia City in it'll be 25 years this year. I moved here shortly after my 20th birthday. My birthday's on the 16th. I think I got here on like the 20th. I have never been to the Way It Was Museum. But if I'm able to go up in October, I promise you guys, we will go together. Okay? My first time, I'll stream it with you guys and we can go together. How about that?
This includes a mining cart and parts of a mining shaft. These early slot machines reveal the city's long connection to gambling. A vast and complicated network of underground mining tunnels was dug in and around Virginia City. Miners worked 12 to 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, hauling buckets of dirt and moving boulders. They had to deal with severe heat, underground flooding, tunnel collapses, explosive charges, and accidents.
Some of the stories that you hear and are told, and I have a couple of like locally published books about like the mines and the history and the ghost story. Like, I love Virginia City. It would get so hot. These guys would go down into the mine. They could only work like 10 or 15 minutes and they would have to come back out. Otherwise, they would pass out from heat exhaustion. I cannot imagine the conditions these poor men worked in. There was safety. What's that? Just the horror stories you hear. And the silver they dug out of this area financed the building of San Francisco. I think it was after the big earthquake, the first one, in like the late 1800s, early 1900s. I can't remember. I'm sure they talked or will, or a burb's tired. But yeah, these RIP to all these miners, man. I can't imagine. Now you got these kids crying on the TikTok about, I don't want to go to work. You expect me to work 8 hours at Starbucks? With only 2 breaks and a 30-minute lunch? How dare you? Y'all don't know how easy you have it. Grow up.
Scores of miners died. Many others were injured.
I learned my way, breaking every bone. Now I see all these aches and make you grow.
Those miners who perished were most likely laid to
Yes, I've been to the cemetery, and yes, I've had many paranormal experiences here.
rest at Virginia City's hillside cemeteries. The tombstones and their inscriptions are historical markers and memorials to those who brought their hopes and hard work to this region of Nevada. Few of the adults buried here were born in the United States, reflecting the scope of the immigration and the diverse cultural makeup of Virginia City in the mid-1800s.
What he skips over is this, and realize this was the late 1800s, right? That cemetery, as you could see, is like an out. It's sort of, it goes flat. It's like on a little, outcrop of the mountain, and then it drops down into the canyon. Okay, that cemetery is so segregated by religion, right? And then you've got Irish over here. Julia C. Boulay, we'll talk about her. She was like the madam of the town. All the wives hated her. And when she died, the entire town shut down. The fire brigade, like, was her funeral procession. All the men came out and buried her. Like, they turned out for Julia, the red light madam. It was a whole thing. 'Cause, I mean, it was an old West mining town and prostitution, and it's how it was. But he very much glosses over how separated that cemetery is, and that down in the canyon is where you have the Chinese people and basically any minority is down in the canyon, because I don't know, maybe I'll try and do research and learn how to like videotape some stuff and edit. So that's a ways off. Chinese migrants built so much of this country, so much of the railroads, and were involved in so much of the mining out west. And they're just glossed over and forgotten. And it's sad. And I know you used to be able to just like chill and go into the cemetery. Unfortunately, people are assholes and social media is a thing. Layla, hi Layla, welcome in, everybody, welcome in. Say hi if you're here. Again, everyone's welcome. They've changed access to the cemetery. I have to look it up or go up there and find out. It's a lot stricter than it used to be, but if I can, I will try and go.
Many of the immigrants were Christians. St. Mary's Catholic Church was dedicated in 1870 and has been rebuilt and renovated over the years. The size and opulence of the church reflected the wealth of Virginia City at the time.
It is a very beautiful church. I've been in there. The Catholic Church as an institution, I can't stand. I don't like it. But when I tell you, I'm the first person on a trip to be like, oh, there's a Catholic church. Let's go in there and check it out. I love them. They're beautiful.
The church is open to the public, and there's a museum in the basement.
Hey, Kelly Jean, I'm going to let this play because I need to get up. I need to take this belly band off and take my gun off because I'm sitting weird and it hurts. I'll be right back.
Nearby is St. Paul's Episcopal Church, founded in 1861. The architecture is a rare example in the United States of Gothic-style wood construction. The church was declared a National Historic Landmark in 1961. Not included in Virginia City's official record are all the ghost stories, which persist to this day and have become one of the former mining town's biggest attractions.
Washoe Club? Washoe Club? I'm going to guess the Washoe Club.
Every establishment in town is attached to some type of supernatural account.
Yep.
These purported ghost sightings have created a cottage industry of tours and TV shows, as Virginia City is believed to be one of the most spooked sites in the country.
Yeah, I hate dolls.
The old Washoe Club is the epicenter for...
See, the doll was walking by itself. Maybe you walking on the floor because it's an old place. like the vibration of it or something with the floorboards was making it rock, I'd be testing that out before I was like, it was moving on its own. So see, I have had experiences and I am a believer, but I'm also like a very logical process of elimination person.
For many of these tall tales, opened in 1875 as an exclusive bar called the Millionaires Club, the three-story brick building had a dramatic real-life history. An explosion killed 12 people in 1873, several suicides, murders, missing prostitutes, and bodies stored in a freezer called a crypt all could account for the sense of spirits in the Washoe Club.
I've stood in here. I stood in this thing. Okay. The Washoe Club. A lot of shit happened there, right? This is like where all the millionaire elites that were making money off of the mining and the silver and everything hung out, right? They'd go upstairs where Ghost Adventures caught the full body apparition, and they'd hang out and get up to debauchery and no good. They'd sneak prostitutes in the back and party with them all night, and a lot of sketchy, bad stuff happened. They'd kill the prostitutes, do horrible things to them. It was really messed up. There is a weird feeling in here. And they call it the crypt because of the stones and whatnot, and in the side of the mountain. It's very cold in here. I've been in this a couple of times. I think once during the summer, and then usually it's in like a September, October. Because again, I'm a fall baby. My birthday's in October. I live in Virginia City. It's spooky season. You can do the math. My most, I would say, prolific paranormal experience overall, and at the Washoe Club, is this. I've had a lot of little ones, My mom and I went up to the Washoe Club in October of 2014, I believe it was, for a quote unquote paranormal magic show. And it was like your usual. The guy was good. He was great, very entertaining. He did the thing where, and I was one of the people, of course, that volunteered to go up there because it's me and I'm such a fucking extrovert. I'm like, hello. And he does, he puts like the chain. It's like, here, one of you decide who's the witch and holds this. And he puts the chain around your neck and then like tightens it. But because I'm a witch, I can like make it go up, the trick I'm talking about. He did that one that I fucking hate with the knife under the styrofoam cup. And he like reads the person's mind to see where it's at and slams his hand down and hopes the knife isn't in there. And there's a magic trick. There's one where that went wrong and the knife went through his hand and the girl's hand, who was the volunteer. Oh man. So it was very much that type of deal, right? And we were in the back room. I don't know if we're going to show it. See, he's upstairs.
Okay,
so he's upstairs. So he's upstairs in the room where they would have all the parties and shit with the millionaires, right? And this guy, great job, Christo Explorer, his links in my chat. You're a June baby. Are you Cancer, Hammy? Because that would explain a lot why we get along. So we'd go for the paranormal magic show, and we're allowed to go in that crypt area. And there's like, you walk in, there's like the bar. They've got a whole bunch of like merch and stuff off to the side now, slot machines. There's like a curtain and then this back room. And that's where we were because, we paid a pretty penny for this magic show. Again, I can't remember the guy's name. It was like 10 years ago. Very entertaining. He did a great job. Sit through this magic show. It's over. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to go pee. Keep in mind, these buildings were built in the late 1800s. Okay? The bathroom in the Washoe Club is a tiny little room. It's the arm on the door was messed up at the time. So, like, you had to be the Incredible Hulk to push this thing open to get in there. Nearly pee your pants doing it. And once in said bathroom, there were not one, but 2 stalls that didn't even have an actual door because there wasn't enough room for a door to open in or out, right? You got, like, you walk in, the sink's right there to your left, you're facing the stalls, very heavy drapes. So if somebody's in the stall, the drape is closed and it's tiny. You know if somebody's in there, ma'am, sir. You know. It's not like they're 8 stalls down and you're like, oh, maybe. No, you know a bitch is right next to you because you can hear them breathing. I can hear people's food digesting. They're so close to me. Okay? And I say this for a reason. I go into the bathroom. It's empty. Both drapes are open. Both stalls are empty. Now, it's not uncommon in Virginia City, because it's Virginia City, to see people in period clothing. Whether it's like the fancy saloon girl, Victorian, little feathers, little, got a little cleavage. How you doing? Come up and see me sometime. Like, very common to see people in period clothing. You don't think twice about it. You're like, oh, they must have been out taking pictures or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, like, I'm getting off verklempt thinking about it. Let me go look at the comments because I'm just, Layla, my Twitter is in the description, sweetie. If you're on Twitter, you are welcome to DM me. If you ever want to talk, discuss, I'll leave it open and up to you. Okay? You let me know. I'm here if you ever need anything. And I'll just leave it at that. Okay? I love you. Oh, hello. Oh, that's not. I'm like, what? Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Kelly Jean says, I'll have to send you the mansions that became B&Bs here. One most definitely had some scary shit. We went through the vaults under Edinburgh, Scotland, where people were sealed in with the plague. Are you a May? Are you a June Gemini? Because there's a thing with me and a Gemini. Oh, God damn it. Fucking Geminis. God damn it. The only person I've had feeling for in 8 years is a Gemini. He's a May Gemini. So, yeah. Anyway, back to my story. So this bathroom is tiny. You walk in, right? You're facing it. The door is heavy as shit. Sink is literally right there. There's 2 stalls. No doors. It's a drape with, what are those things called? Grommets, rivets, those things. So I go into the one on the left, the one that you walk in, there's the sink, there's the stall on the left by the sink, and then the one on your right. When I walked in, both drapes were open, both stalls were visibly empty. And again, this place is so small, I'm going to be able to hear the person's thoughts next to me. Okay? It's small. It's tiny. I go in. I've got to pee like a racehorse because we all know Raven and her coffee. I'm a creature of habit. We all have our patterns of behavior. I sit down. I'm going pee. I've got my drape closed, and they're great drapes. Heavy, more than enough fabric. Like, kudos to Washoe Club. They're actually very nice drapes to close. I'm sitting there. I see over the top of my drape, the door open, right? And like I closed it, but it's cloth. I can see what looks like somebody in period clothing walk in. I hear them, feel them walk in, go into the stall next to me, close the drape, and sit down. I'm finishing up. I'm done peeing. I wipe. I'm pulling up my pants, is like I'm finishing up as they're walking in. So as they're going into their stall, I'm like wiping, standing up, pulling up my pants, right? Zipping up belt, straightening my clothes to go wash my hands. Ugh. So I do that. Open my drape, take the one step out of my stall to go wash my hands. Another lady walks in and I'm like, oh shit, we're full up. And I turn and the stall's empty. The drape is not closed. There is nobody sitting in there. Bitch, what? I just heard you come in. I saw you come in. I felt you come in. You came in, you closed the drape, you sat down. I remember thinking, oh, that poor girl in that period clothing, it's going to take her forever to pull all that up and pee. And should I ask her, do you need me to help you out? Can I hold it? You know how you girls, we do in the bathroom. There's nobody in there. So this other lady walks in and I have this moment of what the fuck. And she was at the magic show. And I'm like, keep in mind, I'm trying to do the half turn to wash my hands. So I look at the stall and I just get this look on my face but there was just somebody in there. Where did they go? And I look at her and my eyes had to have been as big as saucers. And I wish I could have seen the look on my own face. Because I look back at the stall and I look at this lady and my mouth is hanging open. And I'm like, I can't. Verbal constipation. I can't even say anything. And I look at her and I look at the stall. I look at mine. I look back at her. I look at the stall and I'm like, ugh. And her eyes get big and she looks at me and she goes, oh my God, you just had an experience, didn't you? And I'm trying so fast to wash my hands because right now I just want to get the fuck out of there. My mother's in the other room. I want my mommy. I want my fucking mommy. I want my mommy. I go out there and I tell her what happened. And this bitch is like, and you're surprised. It's you. You've been this way your entire life. And you think, she's like, you think we're going to come to the Washoe Club in October and you're not going to have some experience on shit. And I was like, listen, I know you're right. Doesn't mean I'm not freaked out. So yeah, that's it wasn't scary. Oh, I hear a Jasper crying outside my door. It wasn't scary. It was just a lot of things are always very corner of your eye, or what if, or did I hear what I thought I heard, or did I see what I thought I saw? This was so clear and in your face and unmistakable. And I think that's what really took me aback about it. Is I would bet my life somebody walked into that bathroom in period clothing, went into the stall next to me and closed the drape. And A half a second later, when I come walking out of mine, open my drape and walk out, nobody's there. And like I said, this was a tiny room, a tiny bathroom. They fit 2 stalls in there on a wish and a prayer. I've got to let Jasper in, you guys. Hold on. We're going to let Jasper in. He's outside crying. I can't let him cry. Well, come on, baby. You want to come in? Hi. Hi, Jasper. Say hi. Say I'm a Jasper boy. Oh, it's a good boy. Okay, Jasper's in here now. You'll hear his tinkles. Oh, are you going to steal his chip? They all got rawhide chips before stream, so it's a whole kerfuffle. All right, let's finish watching this, and then we'll take it from there.
Making my way through the house alone, and this is a back area where they used to sneak in the prostitutes so no one would see them. And apparently there's a couple ghosts of prostitutes around here. So far, I've not had any sightings or heard anything, but it is still kind of creepy. Virginia City's boom times only lasted about 20 years. As the gold and silver mining deposits dried up, its population plunged from more than 25,000 to several hundred. Many of Virginia City's current residents are trying to keep the look and feel of that long-gone era fresh in the minds of visitors today.
At the bucket in the hill. We want to make sure that history stays alive and that people that come to Virginia City know that there was a military presence here during the 19th century.
Rounding out any visit to Virginia City must include a stop or two for the wild horses that roam this area of western Nevada. The Virginia Range is home to approximately 2,000.
Oh my God, you guys, our horses. When I tell you I love our horses, there's this whole big stink out here with like Bureau of Land Management because they'll like take helicopters and round the horses up and basically auction them off, and then people will like break them. And a lot of people are opposed to that because they're wild Mustangs. They've lived on this land for hundreds of years. It's a really big debate, and you can see these fuckers are right. Like, they on the road. They ride on the road. So this is in the Virginia foothills in South Reno. And this is the road you go up to get to Virginia City called Geiger Grade, Geiger. It's a beautiful drive. It can be very dangerous. I am that bitch. I will pull over into the turnout because I'm not going to speed going up or down because you're in a rush and you want to hot rod it up the side of a mountain. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. The horses are amazing. If you look up, I think it's Hidden Valley is the area along Veterans Parkway. There's like a whole group that monitors them, and they'll be like, this horse had a baby and the baby's doing great. And that's a whole big stink because they made this like bypass from South Reno. I think it goes through to Sparks now. And the horses will be along that road. And a few of them have unfortunately gotten hit. It's a whole thing. I love our wild Mustangs, and it's like the turtles in Hawaii. They're right there. Don't touch them. Don't mess with them. And people that live in the Virginia foothills are like, they have to go out and clean up horse poop on a regular basis because these guys will be in their front yard eating everything and just pooping. It's great. I love our Mustangs.
1,000 wild horses, including Mustangs. Treat them with respect and care, even when they are crossing roads, as these horses are protected by federal and state law. These majestic animals are one of the last remaining symbols of the Wild West.
Maybe I was young and just naive. Now I'm not sure what to believe. Nothing comes as easy as I thought this was. Nothing turns out like the dream it does.
You got this. Jasper is crying because he stole Winston's chip. Winston has other chips, but now Jasper's worried Winston's going to steal said chip back. So he has smushed himself under my bed. No, you get up on mommy bed, you get your other chip. No, no. No mommy lap when she's no. No mommy lap when she's on the computer, little man. That's the rule. It's like having kids. It really is. So, what do we think of Virginia City so far? Like, just the aesthetics. It is so interesting. There's like this little trolley tour you can take. There are these two houses. See, this is the shit I want to show you guys. These two guys were fighting, and of course they have money. You want to talk about an asshole neighbor? I will show. That's it. I'm taking you guys up to VC, and I'm going to show you all this shit, right? Like, it's going to be several live streams over, like, I'll go up, whatever. If I'll go up early on a Tuesday and leave late on a Wednesday. Well, before sundown. Because I don't like driving down the mountain in the dark. I don't. I'm that bitch. Hey. Kate, which Kate? I have a Kate in my chat. Jarella, welcome in. Which Kate? Not that Katie. Hey. Don't worry about it. You can watch from now. It's great. Aw. I love dogs. They're just, the only thing is they're not here long enough. Ooh, yeah, Vegas is a whole other beast, Jarella. I am 8 hours north of Vegas. So in Virginia City, I forget the guys' names, but they like got into it, and the one guy moved his house. I'm not joking when I tell you he moved his house over. It's literally an inch off the other guy's house. These houses are, he was like, oh yeah, you want to be an asshole? Watch this. Moved his whole ass house within like an inch or two of the other guy's house, because property line, I will show this to you. It's fantastic. It's great. Hammy says Ravenstaw. Virginia City seems like what someone not from Illinois thinks of a ghost city. We both know better. Listen, you know I'm from Chicago. I've lived in Florida. St. Augustine. Oh my God. I'm not a Florida fan. I lived in Daytona Beach, right? And I was able to go to St. Augustine. I loved it so much. The history, just the spoopiness. It's great. I also lived on Maui for a year. Want to talk about getting freaked out? Fucking mini hoonies, the Maui Warriors? No, ma'am. That island and I have a mutual respect for each other, but neither one of us wants anything to do with the other, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. I will be on the mainland. You enjoy yourself out in the middle of the ocean, girl. I'll be here, not fucking interested. Oh, these dogs. Okay, so here. We're just going to mooch around. So, what put Virginia City on the map, outside of my love for it, was Ghost Adventures, right? Where is it? Yes, I've got the Demon House in here. So, in 2004, Ghost Adventures went to the Washoe Club, okay? And like I said, this was back when Virginia City, fun fact, they were fighting so hard against the whole like ghost town label, and we were always like, why don't you embrace it? Like, people love this shit. You know, like, it'll get people here. The town was dying. Zach Baggins and Ghost Adventures, whether Virginia City liked it or not, and the people in charge liked it or not, This right here is what single-handedly saved Virginia City. Now y'all can see my pointer, right? So this is allegedly, and what I believe to be a full-bodied, one of the best examples of a full-bodied apparition caught on video. Okay, this is what's his face, the one guy on the team that's still there. I forget his name. This apparition is going to be about here, this level, and it's going to come from this side, and it's going to walk from here to here. And I have been in this room, and it is creepy, and there are a lot of people. You can take a little tour through it. You pay a couple bucks, you go upstairs, they walk you around, tell you history. They're like, oh, this is the Ghost Adventures room. Yeah, now they love it. Now they embrace it. People will take selfies and pictures up here, and they catch like faces and all kinds of shit all the time. I'm sure there's like some sort of Facebook or Instagram page documenting all of it, but I didn't think about that. And I'm not on Facebook, and I don't use my Instagram anymore because my ex-boss still won't take me off the social media, bro. Anyway, the ghost is going to come from over here. Okay.
Nick was by himself in this ballroom attempting to record voices from spirits on a digital recorder known as EVPs, or electronic voice phenomena. Little did he know we were about to capture something unbelievable on this infrared camera.
Can you see it? There it is. There it is. Do we see it? Do we see it? Do we see it? Right in there. There it goes. Might be hard to see.
This clip was so stunning
It's there.
because there is a way we can analyze the footage to prove that it is of an actual apparition.
Calm down, Zach. He's so overdramatic, and I have some thoughts on Zach.
Notice how Nick is visibly clear with sharpened edges, and he blocks the light coming through the window behind him. Now notice how the unexplained figure crosses the same exact spot where Nick was standing and has elements.
Have any of you guys, have you guys seen this before? Who all has seen this before? Or is this your first time seeing it? Please let me know. I'm dying to know.
Of transparency and disfigurement. You can easily see that the figure is taller than the light shining through the window in the background, and when it passes in front of it, the light slightly dims.
That's the only clip of that I'm going to play, and that is from Ghost Adventures fans. I'm not willing, after History Channel taking me down, I'm not playing anything from Discovery. Like, I'm just not. So speaking of Zach Baggins, and there's much more in Virginia City. Okay, I think here. So we'll go into this next. I've got a little something on there. We'll see how long this is going to take us. Zach Baggins and the Demon House of Gary, Indiana. I'm sure we're all familiar. I believe he's at this time. He has bulldozed it. Portals are a thing, right? The portal it's an energy opening. It's not necessarily something physical, like down a well. Because again, remember, everything is energy, right? Everything is energy. Whether it's the table your coffee's sitting on, the vibes you're picking up from somebody, everything is energy. Yeah? Okay. And especially I think like when energy, good, bad, or in between concentrates, it can cause things, like portals to open. I think that's what CERN is doing. They're trying to open a big ass portal and bring bad things through. We're going to cover CERN one day. That's one of those ones where like, it's a lot. There's so much, and it's real heavy, and it's a lot, to explain. Oh my god. So a lot of people believed that in the basement of this house, there was a portal to a bad place, and this family lived there, and they said all of this like fucked up shit happened, and supposedly like these cops and like all these people saw it. It's been a while since I've watched anything about this. So yeah, let's dip into this again. Links are in my description.
All right, so here I am in Gary, Indiana. Look around me. It's so peaceful and so quiet. Yet something very disturbing and scary happened right here that I know nothing about. I've heard the name. I know about it a little bit. But my boy Steel City Storm, he's going to talk to you about it. This is the location of the Demon House in Gary, Indiana. I just got to chill. Oh, it's just a little breezy. I'll be fine. I'm not scared. I don't get scared.
No, is it called the Sally House? It might be called the Sally House. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I don't know if the Sally House is different. I like this guy. You sassy. You want to be friends? Let's hang out. Come to Virginia City, bro. I like him.
There's a big shadow beside me. I think it's me. All right, let's talk to Storm. Figure this out. What happened on this property?
Oh, see, it's still standing. Yeah, there's accounts that like they weren't sure what's going on. Is the mom lying? Is it for attention? Whatever. And supposedly, like, they took the kids to like the emergency room for some reason. I forget what. And one of them was like crawling up the wall, and it was the whole thing. Yeah.
So the house is gone.
Oh, it is gone. One thing I keep in mind, especially watching paranormal shows or videos of people, is I always keep in mind the human brain. And I'm saying this in very basic terms. The human brain is basically programmed to see and recognize faces. You know, our brains are always trying to, in my opinion, recognize the humanity in something or, someone else. That's why we'll see like a faucet and be like, oh my God, look, it's like a cute little smiley face or whatever, like that's how our brain is wired. It's gonna make a face. You're gonna see a face in most things. And I was watching, there's this channel called Hannah the Horrible. I love her so much. Here, let me share her link. And I think it's a good thing to try and find a logical explanation first. And to process of elimination, debunk things, figure out again, like, is that door popping in because of a loose floorboard or something with the handle? Is it because somebody's opening and closing a door upstairs in the back of the house, but it's creating a vacuum or a suction or something? Like, go for the most logical first and then work your way. And this video in particular from Hannah, there's the one in here where this guy is like, he's like, these cryptids are on the roof of my house and did that. And I commented too. I think it's if you went down the Black Eyed Kids with me, right? If you were on that adventure with me, I think this guy on TikTok that supposedly has these cryptids like on his roof and around his property and stuff, and he's shooting at him. I think this is another Fantastic Daily situation. If you know, you know. because he's like, if you want to see more videos of the creatures, join my Patreon. Like I even commented, I'm like, girl, I think this is another fantastic daily, and like, you know, fun, cool, fun, have a good time. All right. So this channel is, I'm sharing in the chat, is Hannah the Horrible. Highly recommend her. She makes some great videos. I've been watching her for a couple of years now. I like her a lot. She's great. We might even watch some of her videos sometime.
As you can see.
Oh.
But there used to be a house here. And when Storm's done talking, because the man can talk. And he makes friends everywhere he goes.
I like this
Pretty
guy.
cool.
He's like me.
People say that about me, and I do. This guy's really got the gift of gab and charm. People like talking to him. I like talking to him. And now he's going to talk to you, and we're going to talk about what happened here.
I do, Hammy.
All right, Storm. So tell me about this property. I don't know.
Hey, I'm gonna walk up that little piece of concrete by that tree and then get out of here. All right. Dick? Cool.
Hammy, you better not go off joining CERN. You better stay over here with a burb. Bourbon beans. Oh my God, we should start doing stuff and be bird and beans, like Sin and Sass, but bird and beans. What do you think?
All right, so that's how you do things around here.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's the demon house.
Can you give me a history of the demon house?
Zach Bagans was here. He made a big movie about it. And
go down here so we can hear the
on
lawnmower.
and on. Man's out here cutting the grass. But anyway, the porch is about right here.
Yes.
So you see how the house next door's got a sidewalk that walks up? That would have been this strip right here. Okay.
Right.
The porch would have been right here because you can see it was like kind of close to that tree right there. Okay. There's the tree. Now back here was the back stairs, and this is where. Here's the thing that trips me up. The one thing I do like about the spot is that
you do an impression of me. Let's go over here.
You know what? Like about this spot.
I can't hear.
He asked me.
Listen, right now, I don't give a shit about the demons or the house. These are my people. I want to be friends with them. Can we hang out again? Hi, I'm Raven. This is my channel. If you would like to go up and visit Virginia City, a burb will fly up there and meet you. But like, these dudes are my vibe. Like, I'll show you around. I'll show you around the Watch Show Club where Zach was.
You so cool. Like, you mind if I get the grass? Man, jump in your world.
So you tell me about it, then we'll walk over because you can't hear. Tell me about what happened here.
One cool thing that I think personally about this, I don't really believe in the demon house and all that. I don't believe a lot of stuff I heard. Please don't be mad at me. It's just the way I feel about it. We're on time to an opinion.
Oh yeah.
Is where they said that they found this stuff buried. It was under the back stairs, and that one little spot right there by that tree is right where they was buried at. And it's the only spot that hasn't grown back over in grass.
So what happened in this house?
They said that they were possessed, and
so it was like an Amityville.
So they tore the house down. They found some stuff that was buried, and where they found that buried stuff, it is the one place on the property where the grass has not grown back over. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Like, you know, like that house in, what was it, Ohio or Cleveland? Was it? Where that guy had those 3 girls in there for like years and years and years. They tore that house down. Do you think that's the right thing to do? Like, they should, you know, I mean, that a lot worse shit happened there than like here, but you know, or even a place like this that was supposedly haunted or whatever. How do you guys feel about them demolishing, you know, buildings? Because here's the thing. Most stuff is, at least like this kind of deal, it goes back to the land, right? Some buildings can hold energies, entities, whatever. A lot of it originates though and stems from the land. You get what I'm like? Does that make sense? But yeah, I'm just curious what you guys think. I think with this, yeah, probably, I'm sure they got a lot of looky-loos and people trying to get in there, and we'll watch this and then I'll give my thoughts on Zach in a little bit.
Type house.
Yeah. There's a demon house movie. Go watch it. He
It's
shows
a
he
fiction
talking
movie
to a police
or
officer. See that wall?
Yeah.
He's talking to a police officer standing right next to that wall. It's in the movie.
Yeah, that guy.
You can tell by the reference to the tree, the top of the tree. Just knowing that building across the street is it. This is the Demon House site.
Now, why did they take the house away?
He tore it down. He tore it down and he moved parts of it to Vegas,
Yep,
which
exactly.
now
Joe
charges
said exactly.
not only to watch the movie, you got to pay for that,
Yes.
and now he's got in the Museum of Las Vegas making a killing on it. Why did Zach Bagans lie about it? Because I think it's all about a money grab, in my opinion. But that little round piece of concrete is where the back door was, where they found things buried under the ground.
What did they find buried?
Some odd end things. I'm not quite sure what it was.
But did anybody die on this property?
No,
or just like a house was possessed?
You have to get a little suspense about it.
All right.
A little suspense. Go check it out.
Let's go.
Let's check it out.
People don't necessarily need to die, okay? People, they don't even have to knowingly or purposely try to summon, cast for, whatever you want to call it. A lot of times, homes and people that are very abusive, like trigger warning. I know I've talked to so many people that grew up with like an abusive alcoholic father. And in talking to them, they realized like, wait, all this weird paranormal shit was happening. Yeah, because drinking the alcohol, I know I got real cathartic and therapeutic and weepy on that stream because of what I deal with every fucking day. That allows that person, becomes susceptible, vulnerable, invites in negative entities, demonic entities, and that starts to influence that person. When you just have that, I grew up in an abusive home, right? My dad didn't drink or do drugs. He was fucking crazy enough on his own. Thank you very much. But I grew up in that oppressive, suffocating, stressful, negative environment that I've had to literally, fun fact, if you grow up like that, our brains are literally wired differently, right? Because our normal is functioning under high amounts of stress. So that like when we're older and we get away from it and we're not functioning under that stress, we're blobfish, okay? When we're under the pressure of the sea, we're at our normal functioning level, right? As soon as we come up from the depths of the ocean and all that stress and pressure into what is a normal atmosphere and stress level, we blobfish. We're like, oh, that's why we tend to be seen as or be lazy, unorganized, unmotivated. That as soon as shit pops off and it's stressful again, our brains that are wired incorrectly from being wired under stress and trauma and abuse go, oh, okay. And we start like going again. Like we blobfish again. We take form again. Like, does that make sense? So people don't necessarily need to die in a home or on the land. Again, some things are just always there, always have been, always will be. Do you know how many times I've told people, especially out here, like whatever's in your house, you just need to leave it alone. Don't acknowledge it. Just leave it be. It's going to be there. You can move. It's going to stay because you're in its territory, right? Because their house was built wherever. My friend has one of those. He's like, his wife will think it's their son because they're both like 6 feet. Y'all are some tall motherfuckers over there, dude. And his wife will think his son is standing behind her, and she turns around and he's not there, or she'll see like this black figure. And it's not necessarily bad and it's not necessarily good. This thing's just always been there. I think it can have a negative influence, and especially if you're in a negative mindset or if things start going negative, it's going to latch on to that and it's going to feed it. So, sorry, tangent. I digress.
Anyway, this is the sidewalk that walks to it. As you can see next door, that's how they designed it.
Just that if you're ever out this way, you let me know. I will meet you up there. We can drive. You let me know, girl.
Sidewalk up here. This would have been the porch right here.
Huh?
Right here is where they seen the apparition, what do you want to call it, the ghost, whatever, in the window. Gonna right around here. Back here, as you see how the houses are lined up. See the back, his back, and his back. See how they're lined up perfect.
Yeah, so it would have been right here.
So you can tell. Right, look, the only spot that didn't grow back was right here.
The only spot that hasn't grown back is right here, and this is where they found stuff buried. You're saying?
Right there. It's concrete. See the cement? This went to the back door. Look next door.
Well, why would grass grow over concrete? That's why it hasn't grown
look
back.
Look how it lines up.
Yeah, but why? Of course, grass wouldn't grow over it, right? It's concrete.
Right. I'm just saying, though, that's the only spot out here that.
To give you an indication. Right. I thought you were saying like magically grass doesn't grow over.
There's a few shots of it from behind, from the alley, which is back there.
Huh?
This is the tree that's right by the back of the property. And here's.
So they filmed a movie about the demon house at the actual demon house.
Yeah, it was fun. See, look, there's a sidewalk. Yeah. So.
I don't know about my beliefs.
I'm gonna go.
I kind of like this. Like, it's just two dudes talking about this and whatever. You know, it's not all produced and shiny. I am putting a link in chat, okay? This is Melinda, the Mystic Witch. She used to call her channel The Last Frontier Medium. She's a demonologist, she's psychic, she does tarot reading, witch, all that stuff. Her and I have the same view on Zach, right? I think he started out with all this out of curiosity. He may have had a few experiences or whatever when he was younger. He was curious and was like, oh, let's like do this ghost, hunting thing and whatnot. I believe he's from Vegas, so there's a lot of haunted shit down there too, because some sketchy shit went on in Vegas. There's a reason the mobsters started Vegas in the middle of the desert. And that one lake down there is drying up and they're like finding all of these bodies that have been dumped. It's fucking wild. I know, I'm so sorry. Her and I have the same view on Zach. He started out curiosity, fun. I think at this point, it is very clear to me, and I can very clearly feel, not only does Zach have attachments, I think there's different levels and stages, which we're going to cover. We're going to go back and revisit like demons and exorcism and possession and all that, right? I feel that Zach has multiple attachments. I feel that Zach has welcomed something dark into him to, hop in the car like he's still in the driver's seat, but old boy is in the passenger seat and can take over the driver's seat, and sometimes does, because he's played around with too much shit. There's that other guy from, Paranormal State, Ryan Buell. He's like Zach, but really lost his shit and got back on the right track. Like, that is a whole story with Ryan Buell, and I love him, and I think he's doing better, and I'm so glad. Again, Zach is sort of like me. He's of the dark, right? But you can be of the dark for the light. Zach was like that, but due to a series of events and several factors, he's now over in the dark. He's playing with the dark things. Because again, it all goes back to ego. We talked about this earlier. Ego, right? You're indestructible. You're stronger. You can beat this and conquer that and whatever. And yes, sometimes you can. We're a lot more powerful and stronger than we are led to believe we are, right? We're also very limited in these human bodies. We're also very distracted, all that fun stuff. So, Mr. Baggins, I have a feeling in the next 5, especially like 10 years, maybe even sooner, you mark my words, he's going to do a complete 180. See, because he's got all this dark shit in his house and the whole museum. It surrounds him, and it has bled into every facet of his life and being. He can have all the ghost adventures in the museum and all that stuff. He has failed to maintain any sort of separation between that and just himself, and maintain a separate space mentally, physically, emotionally, and most importantly, energetically and spiritually. So this has just taken everything over of him. He's always been a drama queen. That's just how he is. That's how he always will be. I've never been a fan of like, look at this. It's undisputable. It's like, no, be honest. Don't fuck with shit. Let me make up my own mind. And mind you, you guys know I'm a believer. Well, I'm like a skeptical believer, we'll say. But like, do you guys get what I'm saying about Zach? Let me know if you agree. I'm going to check the comments.
Go jump on his real quick on his video. So I'm gonna turn this one off. I just wanted to document my day
filming,
hanging out. So we're at the demon
talking
house.
over each other.
So I'm gonna go over there and hang out there.
I know.
Okay, so the former location of the demon house, but it's now commonly referred to as Zach Baggins' demon house, but he didn't own it, right?
No, he
He
did.
bought it. Yeah, he bought it for 30 grand.
But it was owned by some family who said it was possessed.
Yeah, they
and it was
Child
on
Protective Services and the police were involved. They said they've seen a kid walk up a wall backwards.
Yep.
Oh, I do that all the time.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
I know these guys are kind of obnoxious, and if they're loud, please adjust the volume on your device. If you can't, I'm happy to turn it down a little bit on my end if you need me to, sweetie. These are like, oh my god, it's the boy version of me, kind of. I feel like I'm obnoxious like this.
That's no biggie.
I don't know. I mean, I think personally, I left that part out of the story about a kid walking up a wall backwards.
Yeah.
It'd have been more believable to me. But when I heard that,
But you had ER doctors and nurses. You have medical professionals of academia that are always scientific, but following the science. Meanwhile, they're injecting us with poison and withholding pain meds, but I digress. You had people that are like usually of analytical scientific thought processes said they saw this kid do this. And even they had a hard time because, again, it's, oh, people will think I'm crazy. Think I'm crazy with certain shit. I'm past it. I don't care. I'm sure certain people are going to find these live streams and be like, listen to this bitch. She believes in ghosts. She thinks she's psychic. She's crazy, but she just, oh, it's going to be great. I'm so fucking excited. Come at me, bro.
just thought they're over sensationalize it. However, they're supposed to be city officials.
Kat, you have a good night. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here shortly. My pain level's shooting. It's going through the roof. Oh my god.
Nurses, police officers that are all saying they've seen this stuff. So who knows? That's what it's all about. I don't want nobody to pass judgment and yell at me like, hey, you're stupid. I don't believe in what. So we're all entitled to our opinion.
Yep.
That's my opinion.
See, I've been to the Amityville house, right? I've been to it on Long Island, 112 Ocean Drive. Now that house is still standing. Murders of a guy actually killed his entire family there.
Left this house here.
He shot his whole family.
Right. That's different.
So then writers went in and said, oh, it's possessed afterwards. George Luth or whatever their name was his wife said it was possessed. I don't believe any of that part that it was possessed, but actual murders took place there. Mm-hmm. So this place.
Yeah, I want to do a separate stream on Amityville because there's some things I think did happen there, but I think a lot of it, I don't know, man. But we're going to explore it one night.
Who knows? But, I mean, you're going to hear some weird sounds in the neighborhood.
Can I tell you guys a secret?
I don't know what I believe.
Social Rec, right? He's my
Social Rec's on some of my other videos. And
he's out there waiting on us. He's out there. I believe Social Rec about a demon before I believe Zach Baggins about a demon.
I mean,
snap, big apparition in front of us. Apparition. Oh, there's two of them.
Oh God.
Look at this one. Look. Ready?
All right. Now you're just being silly.
Wow. See, now people are gonna write some hate, making fun of it. I'm just having fun at the Google Maps, whatever like that. I'll show you what the house was, and I'm going to show you what it looks like in Vegas now. And I know somebody who's been to the display in Vegas, and they went twice. They said it was pretty darn cool.
Oh shit! So there's remnants of the house in Zach's museum in Vegas, which is an 8-hour drive away from me. But until I figure out what's going on with this new injury, because it's all sciatic, it hurts when I sit. It's very difficult and painful for me to be in any vehicle right now. But who knows? Maybe, especially if I get monetized one day or whatever. I do have my Cash App thing and my banner. It's there. It's whatever. Okay, it's fine. It's whatever. I don't like talking about it, but it's there. Because I don't know if I want to be monetized. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Anywho, if I'm financially able to swing it, I would love to go down to Vegas and visit the Zach Baggins Museum and take you guys with me. But for sure, we will at least go up and walk around Virginia City. And if I can swing it financially, I will spend the night at the Silver Queen Hotel, which is supposedly haunted. I spent the night there. I personally did not have any experiences there. It's very cool though, a lot of fun. Yeah. The Opera House and the Washoe Club. I shared my two most prominent ghost experiences up there. But yeah, I didn't know he had this in the museum in Vegas. Damn. Nope, play. Okay, you know what? That's my sign. That's the universe being like, girl, you streamed like 5 hours today. Again, shout out to everybody that showed up for my NAG stream earlier. Today was a good day. Today was a good day. I'm very proud of myself, and I should have said this earlier in the stream, but I'm going to say it now. Nicholas Pickle, Mick the Cornball. I want everybody to know how much I love her because Mick helped me and taught me how to stream. She's taught me so much. She made my spooky intro, right? Don't we love it so much? It's so good. It's so good, right? She made it. This is her creation. Tammy, you are gonna do a stream with me. We're gonna call it Bird and Beans, right? And we're gonna talk about whatever you want to talk about. You're gonna teach us things, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be wonderful. Oh, Hunch, I'm tired of keeping quiet. I'm gonna start talking shit about everybody and anybody I want to talk about. No, because it's my channel. I'm a reaction channel. That's what I do. I'm a reaction channel. I like talking about ghosty, witchy, metaphysical, esoteric, weird shit. I think Wednesday night, if I can find good stuff, because again, Wednesdays I like to try and make them a little bit lighter. Maybe we'll cover the Fen treasures because I didn't know people actually found them, and that is super interesting. It's just one of those like weird, interesting things, not necessarily like paranormal thing, but I think that's going to kind of be the Wednesday vibe. If it's not like a continuation of a Friday stream. I went in on him, Share Bear. Billy Belinda was here. Sam Tessler was here. Bitches, Yaba followed me on Twitter. A burb is so grateful and happy and thankful. And like I said again, when I go into Sam's chat and Yaba's chat and Belinda's chat, I don't expect anything from them. They owe me nothing. And more people need to have that. Anywho, like I said, we're here to talk about scary things. I appreciate you guys being here. Virginia City, Nevada is great. It is super haunted. At the very least, it's very historic and very interesting. If you ever get the chance, absolutely go up to Virginia City, or as we call it in the area of BC. Some people, if I know you and I'm comfortable, I may or may not meet you up there because, a burb isn't opposed, but a burb is also very careful. And yeah, it's great. Oh, Share Bear, if y'all don't know about Belinda, absolutely. There's a reason I start off every Sunday recap with her rendition of Nurse on the Vagina, which I will be back here again. Definitely Sunday. I'm not sure what time because I have to work around a couple of other peeps. Not that I'm like, because keep in mind, if Belinda's streaming, I want to be in Belinda's chat. I like looking out there. So it might be 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Pacific. I try to make it a little later in the day just because, Chantel usually pulls some fuck shit, whatever. We'll see. Again, my Twitter is in the description. Be sure you follow me. Please share any stories. I'm drawing for the next sticker Sunday stream. You got to go back to my previous weekly recap from June 18th. It's all the same thumbnail. Sub, like, enter, all that fun stuff. And I'll be mailing those out this Wednesday. I have PT, physical therapy. Before or after I do that, I already have the envelopes to put them in and mail it. So yeah, we love Mick. We stand a Nicholas Pickle on this channel. I know. You know what? I miss her too. Hopefully she'll get settled into her schedule a little more eventually, kind of find her equilibrium and flow with that. And I would love for her and I to come back on, it would probably be like a Wednesday, like morning, early afternoon stream because I do my Wednesday night. I'd love to bring the show back at least once a week. So that's up to our Nicholas. And she is doing as much as she can right now. We just send her all of our love and our support. Like, I owe all the success of my channel to you. I know I get on here and I stream and I do whatever. I wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't free. And I love you so much. And I love all of you so much. I've met all of you either through or because of you. So I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out and let me tell some of my ghost stories. We're going to do like another haunted places. If some of you want to come up and share your ghost stories, let a burb know. Again, my Twitter's in the description. Follow me. If you want to, leave in a comment. If you're in the Discord with me, a bird is around. I thought I was supposed to have an email in my YouTube description. I'll need to check on that. I have one that's like not my real name. I think it's like Raven Star PayPal at Yahoo or I don't know. I'll have to check and see. I don't know. Oh, Layla, of course. Layla, and again, my Twitter's in the description. If you ever need to talk, I want to be respectful of your beliefs, but I am tuned in to certain frequencies, and if you're ever wanting or needing to talk or see what's what, I want to respect your privacy. I want to respect your space because I love you dearly. I love you very much, my God. And like I said, if you ever need me, I'm here. Okay? But I want to be respectful of you. I will be here for sure back on my channel Sunday morning, afternoon at the latest to talk about some fatties. Gonna talk about some fatties. I appreciate you guys so much. You're so amazing. Thank you for all your support. Please like the stream on your way out. If you're on the replay crew, again, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you guys on Sunday morning at the latest. If some shit pops off tomorrow, I might just fire up a stream. If not, you'll see me around the community. Make sure you go out and support all of the amazing creators we have. Bridge may be icy, Belinda Feller, Straight Talking Fedora Chick, Sam and Yaba, the OG Goats, and so many more I'm not naming. Love you guys. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.